ActionSA says it has rejected a proposal from their economic freedom fighters to form coalitions in hung municipal councils. ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba said in a statement earlier today that his party's Senate, which is ActionSA's highest decision-making body, met last night and resolved to close the door on a proposal presented by the EFF. Herman Mashaba joins me now live. Mr. Mashaba, very good afternoon to you. Thanks indeed for joining us here on SABC News. So what made you uncomfortable that ActionSA decided to walk away?
No, thank you very much, and good afternoon to you and the listeners. Griselda, I think ActionSA has always been really very, very clear from the beginning of the formation of our political party, with a mandate of 2.4 million South Africans, said to us, please go out there and constitutionally unseat the ANC. Under no circumstances you should really work with the ANC. So the proposal that the EFF gave to us, I think because we have always had the relationship with the EFF, obviously informally when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, when they gave us the proposal, we're pretty happy to look at it. But when we start dissecting this relationship, realize that it involves the ANC, and how do we really then, the party where we've been given the mandate, the clear mandate by our supporters that we should not, under any circumstances, work with the ANC, we could not reconcile that, and there was just no way that we as ActionSA would really betray the trust and the mandate given to us by our voters.
So what you're essentially saying is that the EFF was trying to bring the ANC in through the back door. If that is correct, then what deal or what kind of cooperation with the ANC did the EFF want? Details, please.
Well, details is that EFF says ActionSA must run Johannesburg with the support of the EFF and the DA. Just imagine, Griselda, we've got to, as ActionSA needs to run Joburg with the support of ANC, and knowing very well that the ANC, it's a problem. The ANC, it's a corrupt organization. It's an organization that believes in cadre deployment. Now you've got to rely on them to run government. So I think we are not really be prepared to really compromise in that fashion. And obviously EFF says we must then support them in the ANC for EFF to run Tshwane and ANC to run Ekurhuleni. But obviously they don't need us to support them in Ekurhuleni, though we will need ANC to be able to run Johannesburg. Now you can imagine with the cases of corruption, just the 3 years when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, there's 35 billion rands of corruption cases involving ANC members, some of them in actually today sitting in our national government. So there's just no way anyone would expect us as ActionSA to really be complicit to this. Because once we are in government, corruption is public enemy number one, and no one is going to stop us from compromising us from fighting corruption. Now, if now you are relying on this problem to be able to solve this problem, I think honestly one does not have to really be a rocket scientist that you are compromising your values, you are compromising what the mandate given to you by the voters.
The mandate of ActionSA was very clear from the beginning, as you point out, is to unseat the ANC. And I want to talk about this proposed cooperation that you're talking about with the EFF that made you walk away. That cooperation that you speak of would be the ANC being in charge at how many municipalities? You've spoken about the city of Johannesburg and Tshwane as well. Where else?
Yeah, and Ekurhuleni. That's a proposal that they put on the table for us. And as I say, EFF on their own and us, we can't govern. So that's why now they are bringing ANC to support us. But then I'm saying is let us use common sense. If ever we as ActionSA have to run the city of Johannesburg with the support of the ANC, then how do we then are going to be able to deal with the level of corruption that the ANC has committed in the city of Johannesburg?
Just very quickly, Mr. Mashaba, we're running out of time. I mean, there are a number of, I recall having a conversation with you in the run-up to South Africa's local government election, and there were a number of issues that you said you would bring back in Johannesburg, which you believe would make the city of Johannesburg run more optimally. What is first in line for that?
Well, you can imagine if ever ActionSA has got a mandate to run the city of Johannesburg, the first thing we need to do is to deal with this cadre deployment. We need to really get rid of people who are in jobs because of their context, not because of the skills. Now, the majority of them, as you can imagine, these are card-carrying ANC members who are in jobs not because of what they know, because of who they knew. So there's no, now how am I going to get rid of them when I'm dependent on ANC to really be in that government? That's the first one. The inner city rejuvenation project, our people are looking for jobs, our people are looking for accommodation. We have all these hijacked buildings, and unfortunately, some of the hijacked buildings, some of the ANC people are beneficiaries of these hijacked buildings. Now, you can imagine, I've got to rely on ANC to really be able to expropriate these buildings and get rid of the criminality that's happening in the city of Johannesburg. So that is why this deal does not really make sense to anyone. We as ActionSA, we are not prepared to go into government at whatever cost, because it'll be a betrayal. I would not expect anyone to really forgive us for actually entering into an arrangement like this, like that.
ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba, thank you very much for joining us on the program. We appreciate your time.